So since your last visit, what's one design choice in Texnoplasm that evolved in a direction you didn't expect, and how did that shift your vision overall?
I have written an answer for this one. Okay. Can I read it out loud? Oh, okay. Okay. The progression system for the power-ups, which was tying to finding specific secrets in specific levels, was like each level has 2 or 3 secrets. If you find all the secrets within a level, you have like 1 point. To unlock an upgrade or a power-up, you need at least like 3 points. But the way the system was structured, you needed a point from any specific level. So you had to basically go back and explore and find all the secrets in all specific levels. But once the rubber hit the road and players started to trying out the game, I quickly realized that it was too punishing. It was less about rewarding exploration and more forcing players into doing specific tasks, which isn't very fun, and also didn't really take account of many players just one and done with the game. They don't even go back and explore. They just want to breeze from start to finish, which is obviously understandable. So I had in place a reworked system for the upcoming update that at the time of this recording should come out in a couple of days, in time for the Boomstock event hosted by Fulcrum Publishing on Steam, which I take a chance to give a thank you for having me and give me the occasion to showcase the upcoming content patch.
So, how are you feeling about in terms of its reception then? Because all I've heard is positive things about it, and I was saying off air that, I played it again just to familiarise. I completely forgot how hard it is, right? Just did it from the beginning.
Well,
And
actually, I'm also surprised because I didn't think it was that hard, so I amped up the difficulty right before releasing the game. So, so people wouldn't be let down and think, oh, well, this is too easy. Why should I pay for this? So, but apart from that, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I haven't checked the reviews in a few days, but last time I checked, there was exactly 1 negative review, and it was more about something silly like the graphics for this game do not justify the price for this game. This game should cost like $2 at max, or something like this. But I don't even think it was trolling. It was just unrealistic expectations. So I just dismissed it. It was at this point. It was just a funny critique. I didn't even take it as a trolling. It was just fun. But I'm pleasantly surprised. The only thing I wish I could have done, I wish I went with a slightly higher price, because at the end of the day, money is nice. Money is nice. And
I feel like the normal kind of price for a lot of these indie kind of things is, I guess, that 15 to 20 range, maybe a little bit higher, depending.
Exactly.
I'm sure if the person that made that comment would develop their own game, they'd start understanding the value in terms of the work.
Yeah, just like Randy Pitchford's been saying, go make your own game.
Exactly. You are not a premium gamer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Some people make some weird claims like that. Like they go, oh, this game looks like it came out in 2001, so therefore it should cost $3 because it looks old. And I'm like, how does that make any sense?
Exactly.
Yeah, and we live in a world right now where you have beat 'em ups returning, 3D platformers returning, the whole boomer shooter, resurgence, renaissance of boomer shooters is basically its own thing altogether. It's hardly even derivative of anything at this point. It's just becoming its own thing. So you got all this retro stuff. You can't just say, oh, because it looks older, because it's a stylistic choice that it needs to cost less money. That's just stupid.
I mean,
when you think about it, there's a company, developers, etc.
Yeah, stylistic choice doesn't prevent you for having, a game that it's very taxing on the system you're playing on. Ask friend.
Yeah,
exactly.
Actually, I should ask a friend of mine, because I have a friend of mine that worked on the latest Doom game, the multiplayer one that came out like a few months ago, and we have a friend that has worked on Borderlands, on the latest Borderlands, and he told my friend that project was a shit show behind the scenes, at least for some aspects. I'm not that familiar with it, but I'll take his word for granted.
Yeah, I went to a meeting a few days ago with a client, and as I left, he goes, "Oh, one of my guys over there loves FPS games," and I was thinking, "Yeah, I can have a proper conversation." So I asked him, "Well, what did you get?" And he said Borderlands 4, and I was like, "Shit, I can't have this conversation. I don't have anything positive."
My condolences.
Yeah, but I did respond to that Randy's message that he said, I think, and I listed, what was it? So I said, for the same price, for less than half the price or something, you can buy Beyond Sunset, Incision, Cultic Chapter 2. It's not just the volume of work, but it's the sheer... I don't want to disrespect, the Borderlands 4 devs, of course, but in terms of value...
It's not the fault of the devs, it's the fault of
exactly
how the project was managed, because they tried to release on all these platforms all at once. And if I remember correctly, they also anticipated the release date, so they had even less time to test things out. But I'm not familiar, because I just played Borderlands 2 years ago, so...
Yeah, I mean, I've played all the Borderlands games at launch, mostly except for the first one, and I don't think that there's been a single one of them that's ever had the backlash that 4 has had, in the terms of not necessarily the reception of the game overall, but just in general on the side of optimization. I don't think they've ever had this issue. It seems like they should have pushed it a little bit, because it seems to be worse on PC than it is on console. But I've also seen proof. I originally thought maybe it was just a PC problem, because there's a lot of games that just, for some reason, in the AAA space, that launch on PC and they run like crap, and then you play the console version and it's like night and day difference.
Yeah,
but no, I've seen actual proof that console is the same. So it's just an optimization problem all the way around. So they really messed up with that. And then it doesn't really help that Dying Light the Beast just came out, and everybody's praising how well optimized it is, how well it runs on everything, how well it looks, how well it plays, how little technical difficulties there are. And it's just, it really doesn't help them at all.
How much of it, though, do you think, and we'll circle back around to Technoplasm, of course, that's why we're here, but how much of the backlash do you think is simply due to the Randy Pitchford effect?
Randy Pitchford's responses reminded me of like G-Man when he responds to somebody who comments on a video or something, where he's just very snarky and like, just it's like a slight, like, why don't you just go screw yourself kind of thing, like you're just wrong. And I think it's funny, because that's the opposite of what Randy Pitchford should be doing, right?
I do actually like the G-Man's response, but I do actually like...
Yeah, I mean, they're still funny.
His kind of humor, like...
He does it with humor,
Yeah. I like...
But Randy's just pouting.
Pins the top comment on his videos, like someone with a timestamp for the fart reverb sound effects, and he rounds in with a joke and puts it at the top of the video.
Yeah, nice.